Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Human Health and Diseases. Today we are going to do the part 5 of this chapter. So let's begin with the first question, which was asked in the year 2009. The letter T in the T lymphocyte refers to dash. So anybody know what it is? The letter T of T lymphocyte refers to the thymus, which is the primary lymphoid organ. In human anatomy, the thymus is the organ located at the upper anterior part of the chest cavity, and it is just behind the sternum. The thymus gland is pink gray organ that lies underneath the top of the breastbone. So the letter T in T lymphocyte stands for thymus, which is the primary lymphoid organ for immunity. Therefore, the right answer is option C. Next question. Use of antihistamines and steroids give a quick relief from dash. What is it? Any idea? Nowadays, if you see, there's a lot of antihistamines and steroids given for other disorders also. The use of antihistamine and steroid gives a quick relief from headache. Antihistamines are drugs that block the action of histamine at the H receptor site, responsible for the immediate hypersensitivity reactions such as sneezing and itching. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. To which type of the barriers under innate immunity do the saliva in the mouth and the tears from the eyes belong to? Okay, very easy question. So we have something called innate and cell-mediated immunity. Innate and passive immunity. When I say innate immunity, it is the natural factors that God has already been blessed you with, like the skin, which is your physical barrier, your eyes, the tears in your eyes, the mucosa lining in your nose. You have so many factors in your body already which supports your immune system. They help in the trapping of the foreign materials and try to eradicate from your body. So likewise, if you see, the tears of the eyes belong to the physiological barriers, the saliva and mouth, that is also having a pH which it works on, and very important for the body, they say. So the saliva and the mouth, the tears of the eyes, all are part of physiological barriers. Okay, next question. If you suspect major deficiency of antibodies in the person, to which the following you would look at a confirmatory evidence? Very easy question, because we already discussed about it in the earlier part of the same chapter. I told you antibodies are immunoglobulins. Therefore, you will go for the test or a confirmatory test which is involved with serum globulins, which is option A. Serum globulins, it makes about 2 to 3% of the plasma proteins. The alpha and the beta globulins sent with the hormones to transport them to the lambda globulin from the antibodies. Next question. Increased asthmatics attack. Okay, they are talking about asthmatics. Is a certain seasons are related to dash. They're talking about asthma. So very easy question, right? Eating fruits, inhalation of seasonal pollen. They're talking about season here, so that's the clue here. Certain seasons will have certain flowers which is not suitable for the person who has asthma. So when you inhale those pollen grains, they are responsible for severe allergies and cause bronchial affiliation on some people, often leading to chronic respiratory disorder called as asthma or bronchitis. Okay, therefore the right answer to this question is option B. Next question here. Antibodies in a body or a complex of dash. Very, very easy question. What are they? The clue is they are a combination of sugar and proteins. So it's glycoproteins. Whenever our body gets attacked by some foreign invaders, our body's immune system produces antibodies against it. So the foreign material that enters our body is called as antigen. And the body, when it attacks and tries to respond, in turn it produces antibodies to attack the antigen and eradicate from your body. These chemicals are actually made up of carbohydrates and proteins, that is glycoproteins, which are simply called as antibodies. Next question. The cell in the human body invaded by the human immunodeficiency virus, which is called as HIV, is dash. So what is it? AIDS is characterized by the reduction of the number of the helper T lymphocyte because of the HIV infection. It suppresses the human immune system, due to which the secondary infection may lead to death. T lymphocytes are the main cells of the immune system in our body. So once the T helper cell starts to get attacked, there is the person is prone to other secondary infections, and that's how the person dies. When the immunity is very low, automatically the other diseases which are prevailing in the air, anything can cause infection in their body. Due to multiple infections and disorder, that is how the person dies when the person has AIDS. Okay, next question. Damage of thymus in a child may due to dash. What happens? Thymus is what? It's the main thing, like T lymphocytes. T stands for thymus, and I said it's a primary lymphoid organ. Alright, anything else do you remember here? Primary lymphoid organ. The thymus is a major gland of the immune system. The thymus is responsible for the production of what? What are they responsible for the production of? Lymphocytes from immature lymphocytes, a type of white blood cells responsible for the cell-mediated immunity. Cell-mediated immunity is extremely important for raising the immune response against bacteria, yeast, fungi, parasites, and virus. It is also critical in protecting against cancer, autoimmune disorders like rheumatoid arthritis, allergies, and etc. So humoral mediated, when compared to cell mediated, is quite less in its activity, because they talk about the natural and the way you are born, right? They talk about that innateness. But cell mediated immunity is very important for a person, because that is the main safeguarder of a body. Therefore, damage of thymus in a child may lead to the loss of cell mediated immunity. Next question here. Short-lived immunity acquired from the mother to the fetus across the placenta or through the mother's milk to the infant is characterized by dash. This was asked in the year 2003. So this is called as passive immunity. I think all of you know what the answer is. I think I don't have to explain this. And mother's milk, as I already said, it is rich in the antibody named as IgA, or you call it as immunoglobulin. Next question. What is true about the T lymphocytes in mammals? We have to analyze the statements here. They are produced in thyroid. Wrong. They are three main types: T cells, T helper cells, and suppressor T cells. Okay. These originate in the lymphoid tissues. That is true about T lymphocytes. They originate from the lymphoid tissue. The lymphocytes which differentiate into thymus are known as T lymphocytes and responsible for the cellular mediated immune response. Apart from that, you would like to add anything here? Anything that you know about T lymphocytes? See, a T lymphocyte which develops from the thymus gland, hence the name, and plays a very central role or a crucial role when it comes to the immune response part. Immune function is held with two kinds of white blood cells. One is B cells and the other is T cells. B cells are derived from the bone marrow, while T cells are derived from the thymus gland. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. Reason for lung cancer. Any idea? It's not just because of So what is the reason for lung cancer? So calcium fluoride, bauxite mining, cement factory, all they are factors which actually enhance the process of lung cancer. But the actual reason for lung cancer is the asbestos. Asbestos fibers present in the atmosphere due to the industrial emission cause lung cancer, and which is very relevant in industrial areas. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option A. Next question here. Interferons are synthesized to response dash. So what are these interferons basically? Have you heard about this? Interferons are very specific when it comes to viruses. Antibodies are different, but interferons are a group of signaling proteins made and released by the host cell in response to the presence of several viruses. In a typical scenario, a virus-infected cell will release interferons, causing nearby cells to heighten their antiviral defenses. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C, viruses. Next question here. Small proteins, okay, small proteins produced by the vertebrata cells in response to the viral infections inhibiting viral multiplication are known as dash. Just now we saw about it, right? What are they? Interferons. Lipoproteins are conjugated proteins having polypeptides in association with the lipids, while immunoglobulins are constituent antibodies, while interferons, which is abbreviated as INFs, okay, they are a group of they are a group of 3 vertebrate glycoproteins. You have alpha, beta, lambda, not lambda, gamma. Out of these, alpha and beta are produced within the virally infected cells. Interferon induces among the adjacent cells as an antiviral state by inducing the synthesis of the enzymes which inhibit the viral production cycle. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C, interferons. Next question. Vaccines are dash. What are vaccines? Analyze the statements. It's not MHC or curative medicines or monoclonal antibodies. They are actually bacteria and viruses. They are treated. They might be attenuated. So the right answer to this question is option A. They are treated bacteria or viruses or one of their proteins. So vaccines mostly they will be dead or attenuated or an antigen of the pathogen which can be injected to provide immunity towards the pathogen. So attenuated, I already told what is the meaning of it. That is, the virulence factor will be removed from it. The disease causing thing will be removed. Only the antibody thing that will be caused will be answered there. And antibodies will be produced, and therefore the mission is accomplished. Therefore the right answer is option A. Next question. Yeah, I'm sorry. We complete with this. So vaccines, to once again to add on to this, vaccines contain either they can be dead or attenuated or direct antigen. But when we take antigen, it has to be in an inactive form. Sometimes toxoids are also used, which are released from the pathogens, which are they are treated and they are given. That is why they store all the vaccines in refrigerated conditions, because there are chances for it to get activated also. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option A. With this, we complete the part 5 of human health and diseases. Hope to meet you in the next part of the same chapter. Thank you.